questions from students all the time when we're out on campus about the hiring process and about job search tips and strategies. So I do workshops like this on resume tips and networking and interviewing. And we thought we'd change it up a little bit today and talk about a couple of topics that many students are interested in, but I don't think it covered enough. One is making the transition from the college environment to a corporate or career space. And the second is, how do you build your professional brand? You want to establish yourself, you want to build some wins and successes. How do you establish what are you known for, and how do you enhance that, and how do you communicate that? So those are some of the things we're going to talk about today, and I welcome you. My email is on this presentation. If anyone wants to reach out to me afterwards for questions or job opportunities, happy to engage you. So one of the themes that I talk about in most of my talks is I ask this question: do you stand out from the crowd? This is not about whether you have experience or not, because companies like Intel hire plenty of students without any paid work experience. It's about a record of success. Have you achieved things? Can you communicate what you've done? So on a resume, do you stand out? In a job fair, a networking event, do you stand out? Certainly in the interview, is there something a little bit special about you that you can communicate about your work ethic or about your knowledge or about your ability to work on teams? Anything you can contribute. It doesn't have to be about having 5 years experience. It's about, can you convince me that you're 1% better than the other applicants that I'm talking to? So keep that in mind as we talk about different topics today. So I'm going to cover the transition to work, and then we'll shift into the brand, which really covers what are managers looking for? What are your supervisors and hiring managers want from you in excellent performance? And then we're going to talk about how do you define your brand, because if you want to communicate it, you have to know what it is. And in some cases, you want to actually work to enhance that brand. You want to assess where you are, figure out how you can improve your brand, and then you want to communicate it, both in person and through other channels. So we'll talk about all this. So let's first talk about the transition. So you get into a schedule in college and you're learning and you're taking tests and you're in a certain routine. And you have certain days where you're busier than others with classes, maybe you have labs, and you get comfortable with a certain workflow and you establish some expertise and you get good grades in certain classes. And then you get into a corporate environment and it's like starting all over again. So probably the most important thing I can share with you about making the transition is don't underestimate how drastic a change it is. Be ready, embrace the change. The fact that it changes everything from the hours that you work to the nature of your work to how you advance, and of course you're getting paid for the work that you're doing. And so there's different kinds of deadlines. You don't have tests, but you have presentations and you do have customers. So everything changes. Sometimes people think, I've taken, talking about the first bullet here, learning. You spend all this time and you're taking classes and you get a degree and you say, okay, I've made it. I've learned what I need to learn. Now I can go out and earn. Well, you never stop learning. When you make the transition, you're starting over, and it's like drinking through a fire hose all over again. You are learning, you are taking it all in, and you have to convince everyone that you understand it so you can teach others. So if you are finishing a degree and you think, okay, I've learned what I need to learn, get ready, because it never stops. Particularly if you're going on to graduate work and the company's paying for that, you're always learning. You're a continuous learner. The schedule is a real shock to the system. Being in the office from 8 to 5 or longer, sometimes working nights, sometimes working weekends, but you don't have mornings or afternoons off. Yeah, It's a very rigorous schedule. You don't have homework, but you're at work all the time. And that's an adjustment for a lot of people. One of the things that can make the transition easier is to find a mentor. There are a lot of people that are willing to be a mentor if you ask. If you ask them, tell them what you're looking for in terms of your knowledge. Maybe you want to work on specific skills. Maybe you want to position yourself for advancement at some point. But a mentor or a coach or a buddy, they do slightly different things. All of them can help you in navigating the landscape. Someone can explain to you, what is the culture like? What are some ways that you can make some quick wins? Who are some people that you should get to know? All of these things are roles that a mentor can play for you, just in helping you maybe avoid some mistakes, maybe in introducing you to some people that can get you on project teams that look at those you do different parts of the business. So finding a mentor is a great thing to do as soon as possible, just to have someone that you can talk to and someone you can get a check-in to make sure you're doing okay. A lot of people think about networking in terms of, I need a job, so I'm going to go out and network. And networking is how people find jobs, but it doesn't stop when you have a job. You want to be networking constantly, and you want to be networking before you need to, meaning don't just wait until your job's going away, or your department is downsizing, or there's some radical changes. Connect with people today. Connect with people all the time, because the more people that know you and think favorably of you, maybe they will tap you on the shoulder and you'll hear about an opportunity before someone else does, before a job is posted. If you're networking, you're enhancing your skills. You're learning about different parts of the business. You're establishing connections with people that can help you. One of the skills that every manager seems to want is the ability to influence. Influence means that you can get someone to help you with something that doesn't report to you. And the bigger your network is, the more likely there will be people that are willing to help you. And you can certainly offer to help them down the road if they need it. But building and maintaining your network, I do whole workshops on networking, but don't think of it as just when you don't have a job. Be networking all the time. Making the transition from college to career means you need to spend time mapping out and owning your own career advancement. Very few people that I talk to, very few students want to stay in the same job for 5 years, do the same thing all the time. They want variety. They want to see different parts of the business. They want to be cross-trained. And most of them want to advance. They want to make more money at some point. So the way to do that is to connect with people and ask the question, what can I do to expand the impact of what I'm doing? How can I take initiative to take on more responsibility? And every company culture is a little different. The way they post their openings, the way they tell you about things. So it's important to not just wait for your annual performance review to think about performance and what are the next steps, but check in with your manager at least quarterly and talk to other people that have climbed the ranks and model what they do. Mentors can help you with that. Sponsors can help you with that. But make it a priority to take care of yourself, to always be enhancing your skills, always be learning, and always be looking for what is that next opportunity. In most cases, you have to master what you're doing before you earn the right to apply for something else. And it may not happen every 6 months, but over time, if you're providing more value, it's in the company's interest to give you more opportunity. And the last point here I'm going to make on transition is I highly recommend you become a subject matter expert in something. There's lots of people that have general skills, and it's great to broaden your knowledge, but you want to be the go-to person for something specific. It's important to be able to as we transition to building your brand, to be known for something. People at Intel and people on college campuses that I visit, they know me as a job search strategies expert. This is one of the things that I spend a lot of time doing, and I have a lot of knowledge to share about finding a job, about preparing for a job interview and a job search, and how to network. And when those opportunities come up, I'm asked to speak about those topics in workshops and on campus and webcasts like this. So what are you known for? Everyone has a brand. They just need to figure out what that is and make a conscious effort to work towards what they want that to be. If you're known at being really good at something, it opens doors, gives you opportunities to meet new people and try new things. If you're this wandering generality, people don't know what to do with you. You have some broad knowledge. You're like a jack of all trades, but a master of none. So if you set a goal of becoming a subject matter expert, it'll give you opportunities that you're not even aware of today. So let's move over talking about building your brand. Let's talk about what managers look for. And I've highlighted some key skills here. This is not just when you're looking for a job, this is ongoing success in the job. Supervisors and managers, they're obviously going to look for people that have experience over time in a particular area. But these people skills, these human skills that I've listed here are equally important to success. So you come into a job and the manager is going to want to see that you have critical thinking and good judgment. They're going to want to know that you can analyze situations and articulate what your thought process is. And if they're not there to tell you what to do and how to do it, they're going to want to know that you can make a decision. They want people that can take initiative. It's great if someone says, I'd like you to do this and here's how, but a top performer, someone that makes this transition and does a good job, is going to say, I have a suggestion. I have an idea how we might do this better. I have a thought about how we might do this and save some money. Those are the people that really advance. Those are the people that make an impact. Those are the people that managers seek out. Now, flexibility may be one of the most obvious things on the chart, but again, we talked about making change, and it's important to embrace that because businesses don't stay the same. They reorganize, they go into new markets, they face different challenges, different competitors. If you can adapt to a changing environment and changing goals and make sure your individual contributions are connected to those goals, you'll be very successful. People that are slow to embrace change, they struggle with it and it hurts their career. If I'm a manager, I want someone that's resourceful. I want someone that says, let's put our heads together and figure this out. If I'm surrounded with negative people that say, oh, we don't have the budget for this, we don't have the money, we don't have the people, we don't have enough time, I'm not going to want to work with that person very long. I want someone that says, there's got to be a way if we work hard enough at it. You want people that are resourceful. I mentioned influence, getting people to help you that don't report to you, huge skill. And team player, you've all seen this in job descriptions. You know, we want a motivated team player or assertive self-starter team player. Don't think of that as trivial. Don't think of it as, oh, let's all have a group hug and love each other. No, that's not what team player is about. A team player is someone that can work as part of a group, break down big tasks to smaller pieces, and meet business objectives. That's what an effective team player is. And if you can demonstrate that you can work well in a group environment, you increase your impact dramatically. Very few people can be successful just working on their own. It almost always is taking someone else's work, doing your piece to it, and then handing it off to someone else. And then results. You know, we talked a lot about effort and working hard and working late, but it's about completing things and getting results and completing projects. And we all serve customers. Sometimes they're internal customers, but it's important to think, how am I serving the customer? How am I doing a little bit extra to meet their needs. Okay, so let's get into branding. And I want to start off with defining your brand. As I mentioned, everyone has a brand, but you may not have given a lot of thought to what that is. So here's some brands on the screen. Now, if I say to you, Mercedes, think about in your mind, what does that mean in a word or a short phrase? What does Apple mean? What do you associate to those? Maybe it's quality, maybe it's premium brand, maybe it's world-class products, maybe it's expensive, but you have associations to these brands. People have, so let's talk about how you define your brand. Today, right now, you are known for things. If you ask people that know your work, that know you well, and you say, what am I known for? They will tell you. Some of it you'll be very familiar with, some of it will be very positive. But think about, what are you known for? Are you known for being the first one in the office in the morning, the last one to leave? Are you known for staying up late to finish the project? Are you known for a certain technical expertise? You're known for things and you want to capture what those are. You may think you know what you're known for, but when you ask people, you get some new insights. Part of what you're known for is how you make people feel. It's not always about winning an argument or getting your point of view across. It's about the interactions you have with people, and do they like you? Do they want to work with you? Do they want to help you? If part of your brand is making people feel good and knowing you're going to deliver on what you promise, that's going to enhance your brand tremendously. So think about what you're already an expert in, and you can build on that. If you're working for Intel, I'm going to ask you, how do you save Intel money? Why are you on the payroll? If you're in sales, you're making money. Almost everyone else is saving the company money in some way. You're working more efficiently, you're changing processes, you're coding faster, you're developing tips faster, whatever it is. You need to justify, if I'm paying you $90,000, I need to get at least that much in productivity out of you. And if you can measure that, you're going to impress a lot of people. So here's a takeaway from this slide. Ask 4 people that you know. They could be people that you've worked for, they could be professors, they could be peers, employees, it could be friends, classmates. Ask people that know you to describe you in a word or a phrase. And really think about the common themes that you hear. And think about the status quo. It may not all be positive, that's okay. You want to get an honest assessment of where you are today so that you can build on that. So here's a sample personal branding statement. This is to illustrate where you may be today or maybe where you're going. So if my brand was that I'm an expert at pre-silicon validation, I have a passion to complete projects on time. I bring a strong sense of fairness and a team-oriented approach to every project you might find. Now that might be at your best. You may not have that enthusiasm every single day. But if this is generally what you're known for, then anybody that needs help with pre-silicon validation, probably going to go to you. If they want someone that can help get project done on time, they're going to go to you. If you're overseeing people or managing people, they want someone that has a strong sense of fairness. They want everyone to be involved. So if you like this brand, you can model some of your ideal statements against this. You want to combine a technical or functional expertise with something that speaks to your personal qualities as well. Okay, so once you define your brand, then you want to go about enhancing it. Your brand can change, it will change over time, and you want to make a conscious effort on how to enhance that. So let's talk about some ways to do that. First of all, you want to assess where are some of the skill gaps? Where are some of the areas where you want to increase your knowledge? As I said, you're always learning. So it may be that you need to increase your technical skills. It may be that you need to run meetings more effectively, or work on skills like time management, or having crucial conversations, or becoming a better supervisor, or building on other technical areas that you haven't done. If you're into hardware, maybe you need to learn more in the area in software. So take an honest assessment of where are the skill gaps, where are the areas that you want to learn and develop. Don't think of it as a weakness. Think of it as something that you haven't mastered yet, and move in that direction. That could be on the job training, that could be through a mentor, that could be through classes and webinars, but make a plan of how are you going to fill those gaps? How are you going to move to a brand that you're even more proud of? I mentioned having a mentor. A mentor or a coach or a sponsor can be a great asset. So let me just briefly cover the differences between these. A mentor is someone that you can go to for a period of time that can help you navigate an organization, that can help you in general things that you're looking to improve on. It could be different things over time. If you want to work on time management, or if you want to work on meeting type deadlines, or you want to enhance some technical skills, a mentor is someone that can help you in that way over a period of time, and just broadly have your best interest in mind. A coach is someone that's going to help you with a very specific skill set for a limited period of time. So let's say you wanted to enhance your public speaking skills. You might have a coach that's only going to work with you on that skill, and they work with you for a month, 2 months, 3 months. So it's much more narrow, much more specific than a mentor who's looking at your overall performance. A sponsor is someone that's actually going to look out for you for career advancement. They're going to open doors and introduce you to executives. They're going to take you under their wing. They're going to give you special projects to challenge you and see if you're ready for the next level. Now, a sponsor is someone that they won't do that unless you've got some skin in the game too. So you have to really be a high performer, identified as someone that is willing to do what it takes to get to that next level. So if they're going to do things for you and they're going to take you along, you have to really work very, very hard to deserve that trust and to warrant that extra exposure. So the takeaway from this slide I would suggest is write down very specific goals that you have to reach your ideal state. So if you're, let's say for public speaking right now, you're comfortable talking to people one-on-one or maybe in small groups, but you want to get to a point where you can speak to a group of 50 people on technical material, and you feel comfortable and you can use a little humor and you can influence them to your way of thinking. So you've got a very specific goal, and you're going to map out milestones on speaking to larger groups, trying different speaking styles, different presentation materials. You're going to have a plan to address that skill gap. And you can do that with, soft skills, people skills, as well as technical skills. So let's then switch to communicating your brand. You've defined what it is and you've worked to enhance it. And now you want to communicate that to everyone you can. Okay. The first thing to know about your brand is that everything counts. What you wear, how you carry yourself, the language you use, the people that you hang out with, what you post on social media, everything you say, do, the way you look, the way you act, everything counts. So everything that you do is either enhancing your brand or it's hurting your brand. So be aware that how you carry yourself will contribute to that. Think about the day-to-day activities. When you come into a meeting, are you on time? Are you always prepared? How do people respond when you present? Are you actively engaged in meetings? Are you asking questions? Are people nodding when you're sharing ideas? Are you always approaching things in a professional way and being respectful of others and being honest if you have feedback? And are you actively working to expand your network? It's great if you've got all these skills, but you have to know people on an ongoing basis to get the message out about who you are. Think about what you wear. A lot of the old expression is to dress like your boss dresses. That doesn't mean a three-piece suit. Environments like Intel can actually be very casual. But think about your grooming, think about the quality of your clothes, just think about how you come across. If you're dressed nicely, people don't, at some point, they don't notice the actual outfit. They look beyond that to say, they look great, now let's listen to their ideas. If you're known more for your outfits that are, extreme in some way, that's going to distract from your message and the quality of your character. Who are you associating with? If you're spending time with leaders, if you're spending time with people that are respected in the organization, if you're spending time with people that are well regarded and have good ideas, people will associate some of those traits to you. If you're hanging out with people that are complaining a lot, that are grousing about why they haven't gotten ahead, some of that negativity can wear off too. Something to be aware of. Now, not all of your communicating your brand is done face-to-face. A lot of it can be through social media. So on LinkedIn, you don't have to be looking for a job to update your profile. On Instagram and Twitter, you can communicate ideas, you can share professional articles. On Facebook, yes, there's a lot of personal stuff, but you can also share links to professional things. Again, whether it's a blog, whether it's any social media site, what you communicate, the language you use, the people you connect to, the people you follow, all of that counts. Okay. So let me recap this, and I will talk a little bit about Intel, but it's important to think about how are you known? What are you known for? If you honestly define your brand, there's going to be some things you're proud of and some things you're probably working on. So your brand changes over time, but it's important to always be trying to improve it and then use the different channels to communicate it. Tell people what you're looking for, tell people what you're good at and what you're happy to help with. If you are an expert in C++ coding and someone needs help in that, you're going to make a friend. You're going to have someone very appreciative that you're taking your talents and abilities to help them, and they're going to want to pay you back in some way. So if you can communicate what you're good at, what you enjoy doing, you expand your influence, you expand your impact, and you expand your ability to be known and help others. So if you want to reach out to me after you've listened to this, I'm happy to take questions on anything we've talked about. Let me share just a few thoughts on Intel and the hiring that we're doing. As I said, we hire over 1,000 summer interns and about 1,500 new grads every year. Here in 2018, we're still hiring about 200 summer interns. Most of them are going to be electrical engineers, computer science, computer engineers. We have some mechanical, and then if there's any non-technical folks on the line, we do have a few analyst openings. These could be systems, finance, and business analysts in various departments. Our major offices are in Hillsboro, Oregon, just outside Portland, My office is outside of Sacramento in Folsom, California. Our headquarters is in Santa Clara, California, right in the Silicon Valley. We also have several thousand employees in Chandler, Arizona, just outside Phoenix, and about 1,200 employees in Austin, Texas. So we hire, as I said, design engineers, software engineers, packaging engineers, process manufacturing engineers, as well as some of the analyst type roles. We look for some of the skills that we've talked about. We want some technical knowledge, but we also want really good people skills. That's what makes you a good fit within Intel. Please feel free to connect to me on LinkedIn and consider me a resource. If I can connect you to hiring managers, recruiters, or just give you job status, I'm happy to connect with people. And I want to encourage you, take some of the skills that we've talked about today and do something with them. Don't just take this as a learning and say, that was interesting material. Really do take the time, ask others to describe you. Really do seek out a mentor. Really do put pen to paper and write out a plan so that you can build and enhance your brand. And if you share what you're good at, what you enjoy doing, you're going to make a lot of friends. I hope this is helpful. Will, I'll turn it over to you for some closing remarks, but I appreciate you all on the line, and I look forward to connecting with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Really appreciate you taking the time out to share some of your experiences and your knowledge and insight with our audience. And like I said, we will actually have the full recording of the webinar on our website. We'll share that with all of our members as well as everyone on the call. So I'll send out the link to that today or tomorrow. So just wanted to say thank you, Jeff. The commitment that Intel has shown over the years to the HBCU audience is obvious, and we appreciate it. The opportunities that you guys constantly share with our members, are great opportunities. As we were talking about earlier on the, beginning of the call, we just also hosted an event for Intel just yesterday, and we had over 100 experienced candidates that joined us in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and that was all sponsored and put on in partnership with HBCU Connect with Intel. So we really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to continuing the partnership and sharing your opportunities with our audience. And Jeff has been gracious enough to share his email, but I'll also include that in the communication to the participants as well following the call. And I just want to say thanks, Jeff. Looking forward to the next time we're able to do this. I've got some pretty cool ideas on how we might integrate video and maybe do a Q&A type of thing.
Terrific.
Excellent. So appreciate it, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned to your email, and we'll follow up with more opportunities in the future. Thanks, everyone. Take care.